going on?
Nothing too much, mate.
Long time in between these seats.
I know.
What's been happening?
Well, I went to MotoGP.
Yep, straight into it, mate.
Yeah, straight into it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
We touched on it that you're going there.
Yeah. So this year we had a really great setup.
Yep.
We got there. We left because I had to stay at my folks.
Yep.
The night before.
Yep.
And then my father and I, we went down there. We probably left the house probably about 7:38.
Yep.
Got down there about 9.
Okay.
And basically, they didn't open up the campgrounds until 9:30.
Okay.
And there was cars sitting there since Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well.
Yeah. So yeah, we had to line up with everyone else.
Yep.
And pretty much I got the same spot that I did last year.
Yep. Do you want to move your mic a little bit?
Yep.
Just put it how I've got it.
Yep. Like
Maybe down a bit.
Down.
No, hang on. I'll show you. Yeah, so you got the same spot that you got last year? Yep.
Yeah. So,
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so, yeah, it was pretty much, the same spot. And, yeah, it was...
Was it a good weekend?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. Like, the only thing what kind of pissed me off was that I got my, beer taken off me. But
I remember you sort of told me about that.
Yeah, because I had bottles instead of cans, so... Yeah.
You should know the rules, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
You go into a MotoGP, you should know the rules.
I think last year
you tried to sneak it in.
I think last year I had bottles.
What do you reckon of the name the Mo and the Bro?
Mo and the Bro.
So you like my attempt?
Yeah.
The Mo and the Bro. Maybe it should be Let's Go Upstairs featuring the Mo and the Bro.
Yeah. People will be going, what the hell?
Can you grow a Mo?
I grew a goatee. Yeah.
Old Grantosaurus Rex had a goatee.
Yeah, I grew a goatee. I just going back around about 2005.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You rocking the goatee?
Yeah, I had a goatee about down to there.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And I could twist.
You had a goatee?
Yeah, I could twist it and that.
I don't believe it. You're going to have to show me photos.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I do have a photo of it.
So what made you have the goatee and then what made you get rid of the goatee?
Why I wanted a goatee was I'm a big Metallica fan.
Yep.
And the lead singer of Metallica, James Hetfield, he grows goatees. And I'm like, shit, I want one. So I just grew the goatee. Like, my dad really liked it, but Dad's like, I like it.
Yeah.
It looks good on you.
Yeah.
And I grew it that long. My grandma was overseas that time. She came back and I went around to her house. And she's like, get that off your face. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I actually did. I had to get rid of it because I was going to a wedding.
Oh, okay. And you wanted to look sharp?
Yeah, for my cousin. So I'm like, yeah. So I had to get scissors and actually cut it from about there. Because that's how long it was. So, and then shave it.
But now you just keep it shaved. You don't want to grow any more facial hair?
Like, a couple of times when I've been to the MotoGP, I've grown like a small goatee, not a long goatee, but like a small kind of goatee.
Yep.
And then after MotoGP, just shave it off.
But if you don't shave, do you like get all stubble and stuff?
Yeah, I'll get hair and all that. So
there it is. Every time we do a podcast, it's going to be called the Mo and the Bro. And I got to make sure I have a Mo. Just before I had the handlebars, and then I looked too Uncle Chop Chop, so then I shaved it to a Mo.
Anyone outside of Australia what doesn't understand Uncle Chop Chop? That's Mark Chopper Reed.
Yeah, they are. I actually met him once.
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I've met him, and I've got a photo which I'll show you with me and him and one of my other mates, Jeeves at the time.
Oh man, fuck.
Yeah, because back in the day, before he passed away, he started doing like
the stand up.
Yeah, comedy, and then this would have to be
Probably about
mid-2000s.
Yeah.
If not early 2000s.
Yeah.
I went there with probably my partner at the time and a bunch of mates. And yeah, he was one of the stand-up acts, so I got a photo with him afterwards.
Yeah. It's crazy about all that kind of stuff, like the underworld.
Oh, savage.
Yeah. It was like my cousin who lives over in the UK, he came back to Australia, and him and I were walking down Lonsdale Street.
Mm.
There's Mick Gatto having a coffee,
Yeah.
and my cousin's like, "Is that Mick Gatto?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, do you want to meet him?" "No, let's keep walking."
Yeah. When I say I had a photo with him, but I don't know how I feel about it. But either way, like, obviously he was a bad dude, but he's still part of history. He's
It's
I'm not celebrating him. I'm just saying I had a photo with him.
No, it's the same with Ned Kelly.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Ned Kelly's a hero.
Nah, he's an outlaw.
Yeah, he's an outlaw. He's a criminal.
Mm.
I'm sorry to say this to anyone who's a Ned Kelly fan. I'm a Ned Kelly fan, but I know the difference between good and bad.
Mm.
But yeah, Ned Kelly stopped free coppers. Sorry.
Why do you think Ned Kelly got so popular in Australian history?
Because of the romance of the story.
Yeah,
that's what I reckon.
Just
because
people looking for a story.
Like you think about a guy in armor against the cops.
Yeah.
Fighting
Such a badass,
Yeah, fighting for the justice and all that kind of stuff. And that's what makes people get tattoos and all that of Ned Kelly. And like, they're making 2 Ned Kelly films at the moment.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, there you go.
One's with Russell Crowe in it.
Yep.
And they'll be coming out next year.
Okay.
And that's based on a book called The History of the Kelly Gang.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's from Screen Australia, so that's got a big budget. Then there's another film called Glen Rowan, and it's just going to be about the Glen Rowan shootout.
Yep.
And nothing else of the Ned Kelly story.
Have you been down to Glen Rowan to see the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah, I've been to Glen Rowan, I've been to Beechworth. A couple of months ago, I went to the old Melbourne jail.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
Yeah, that was good.
Bit eerie?
Yeah, well, when I went there in 2003, I went there with TAFE because that's when the Heath Ledger Ned Kelly film came out.
Yep.
And I was, like I said, I was at TAFE, so we were like, oh, let's go to the old Melbourne jail. And we're walking around it, and I went into a room, and I just felt chills going up my back. I'm like, oh, shit. I just felt something. And I had to step out of the room.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of thing, because I just felt...
Well, imagine if that place could talk.
Oh, yeah.
All the shit that would have went on down there.
Oh, yeah. And, like, they had armour you could put on. Not the real Ned Kelly armour, but props armour. So, like, I put on the armour and I'm walking around, and after about 5 minutes, it starts to get heavy on you. You're like, shit, what would the real thing feel like?
Yeah. I felt the same sort of eeriness when I went to, I think it's Port Douglas.
Yep.
When I sort of visited the old convict area.
Yeah.
I think is it Port Douglas, or have I got that totally wrong?
No, that's your Port Arthur.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Port Douglas is far north Queensland. I don't think they're chilling out there.
Yeah.
Port Arthur, yeah. And I went in the jails and stuff there.
Yeah.
And that sort of gave you a bit of an eerie feeling, like even just...
You want to hear a story about Port Arthur?
Why not? We're on a podcast, brother.
Yeah, when I was there, and this is...
The Mo and the bro.
This is a year before...
You get the story from the bro.
This is a year before the Port Arthur massacre. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
And basically, we're walking around. My brother and my sister walked off to this room kind of thing, and they looked through the window, and there's a sewing machine. And the sewing machine just came on, and they bolted back on. Sewing machine just came on, kind of thing. And my parents are like, no, it didn't. And then they went back there and it didn't run. It only run when they would look through it, and they freaked out. They reckon it was a ghost. So
yeah, it's eerie, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Even when my mum went to Changi prison.
Yep.
My mum walked into a room, into where they would have the, where all the prisoners and that would have their breakfast. My mum walked in there, and my mum actually said this. She was transported back to when the prisoners were actually
Oh, really?
She saw everyone eating there. And for like about a minute, and then, yeah, she was like, what the hell just happened? Still to this day, if you bring up chain prison to my mum, she'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
Prison in general is just an eerie
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Bunch of people locked up.
Yeah.
Pretty much not all there, and just surviving day by day, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But
poor Arthur was it was eye opening with the history and stuff.
Yeah.
Different. That's in Tasmania. Yeah, that's right. I got my places totally mixed up. I have been to Port Douglas. Beautiful place too, by the way. Shout out Port Douglas.
Yeah, I've been Port Douglas.
Have you been? Where else you been?
Oh, I've been around.
So you've been Queensland?
Yeah, I've been to Queensland.
Far north?
Yeah, been right up to Cape York.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Where else?
What, in Australia?
Yeah, in Australia.
All around.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mum and Dad would take us kids out of school and we would do trips around Australia.
Oh, that is awesome.
So we got to experience...
so you've seen way more than me, I would imagine.
Yeah. And, like, we did the GAN.
Like, the train, yep.
Yep, and
How was that? Was it comfortable?
Yeah, well, it was good, and Dad got it for half price because Dad worked for the Melbourne Railways system.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dad was... My whole family worked for the railway system in Victoria.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, my grandfather, my great-uncle, my dad and his two brothers...
Yeah.
My mum's brother and sister worked for the railways. So, yeah, there's a whole railway kind of family. But,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and, so Dad got, half-price tickets and, Mum and Dad got their own suite kind of room and us three kids.
Because I have often thought about the gang, because it's pretty. I'd imagine it's pretty pricey, but like, does it actually feel nice? Does it feel like nice inside? Like, like a hotel-y type vibe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like when we did the Indian Pacific train, what takes you all the way to Perth?
Yeah. I
remember.
And like, is there sort of like, I don't know, but is there like cafes or restaurants on there?
Yeah, there's a restaurant. There's like a cafe. And
because you're on it for so long, is there like things to do? That's what I'm sort of
getting. Yeah.
And places to eat.
Yeah.
Bars and stuff.
Yeah, there is.
It might be worth me exploring.
I reckon for you, definitely.
Yeah, I'd like it.
Yeah. Because like I was going to say was, when we were on the Indian Pacific, the only thing was we stopped into a station and my brother and I are trying to get sleep. And people would come up to the window and look in, see.
Oh, really?
And my brother and I go, what the hell? Someone's trying to look through.
Oh, so you had no curtains or anything?
Nah. And also the windows, like, they couldn't really see in.
Ah, okay.
But still, someone coming up to your window and trying to look in. So I just punched the window, made the person jump back.
The bro being aggressive.
Well, you're trying to get to sleep.
Yeah.
And someone looking through your window.
Is there a casino on there?
Nah, there isn't.
How many hours would you be on there?
Oh.
Like non-stop? Like, surely, do they stop in random towns?
Yeah, they do.
Let you off and have an explore or not?
Yeah. When we did the Indian Pacific, they stopped in a town and they let you jump on the bus and the bus takes you around the town at night time and they take you through the red light district area.
Yeah.
So you see all the hookers on the standing there and they'll be waving as the bus goes by.
Classic bro.
So, like we were like 10 10 at the time,
Yeah.
and it was just an adventure.
Yep.
It was the same with going to Cape York.
Yep.
That was an adventure.
Yep. So did you go forward driving or anything? Or
Because that's how we went around, was in a forward drive. And then we did it by tents early on.
Yep.
And then when Dad got the caravan, we would take the caravan. But when we were going to Cape York, Dad left the caravan at a caravan park because where we were going into Cape York, it would be too hard to take a caravan.
Yep.
And the first attempt we tried to do to go, because there's a big river to get to the other side of Cape York at time. Now there's a bridge, but when we did it, there was a river, and the river was too high to cross. So we camped at the river to see if the water would go down overnight. But yeah, we saw one full drive go through, and he pulled up, opened up the doors, and all this water just came out. And Mum and Dad we're not doing that.
Does your parents still go travel?
Yeah, they're actually overseas at the moment.
Yeah, but okay. So besides overseas, do they still travel around Australia?
Or
not really? Or they're seeing that's sort of something they'll do again later on.
I think that's something they'll do later on.
So whereabouts are they now?
They're in Macau.
Oh, nice.
Because it's the Macau GP.
Ah.
So, because I did the Macau GP with them last year.
Yep.
And, I said to my folks when we came back, I said, that's the only time I'm going over to Macau.
So you've touched on another podcast how dangerous it is.
It's just crowded and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And,
so is that bikes or cars?
That's bikes, cars, Formula 3s.
So are your folks into bikes, cars?
Dad's into bikes.
Okay.
So that's why.
So that's where it sort of rubbed off on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. And
so you still go to, obviously you went to the GP, but you still go to events and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Shows and all that sort of stuff together?
Yeah. I think the last time, Dad came down on the Friday for MotoGP.
Yep.
Just to see how I was going and that.
Yep.
No, it was Friday. No, sorry. Saturday, sorry.
Yep.
And, it wasn't Friday. Saturday, and because my annex broke.
Okay.
Because I had an annex and I had I wasn't in the tent, but there was a tent under there where I had all the firewood.
Oh, yeah.
And there was, we got up and, I got up and the guy next to me, next to my campsite, he got up at the same time as me, and we were about to explore the racetrack. Piss bloody rain. Next minute, we're under the annex, and a big wind just blew the annex, and we're holding on to the annex, and we had to bring the annex down. And this was about 10 minutes, and then after that,
it was fine.
It was fine, a little bit of rain, so I went to buy a raincoat jacket.
Yeah.
So I bought a hoodie jacket, Yamaha hoodie jacket, and I was just... So it'll be lightly raining around the whole day on Saturday.
Yep.
Comes Sunday, nice and sunny.
That's classic Melbourne, though.
Oh, it is.
You got to prepare for everything.
Yeah, it is. But when it was Sunday, I went to get a free coffee because the Spokes tent all weekend was giving away free coffees.
That's cool.
So I went to get a free coffee in the morning.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Had my free coffee, and I'm walking around. And I'm like, oh, it's around about 10 o'clock. So I bought a beer, and I'm walking back to
you're on holidays?
Yeah, I'm walking back to my campsite. Well, the campground, sorry. And two people are sitting on my plank of wood who didn't even ask me. And I'm...
Fire up, bro.
I walk up to them like, you enjoying the view? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, you're sitting on my plank of wood. I said, you guys didn't ask me if you could sit on my plank of wood. Oh, well, you fucking weren't here. I said, that's besides the point. That is my plank of wood, and you just sitting on it.
You're a hard ass, mate.
Oh, well, when you get back in here, we'll get off. So I had to chuck half of my beer away so that I could kick him off.
You would have been furious.
Oh, I was fucking furious that I had to chuck half a beer away and then kick these two guys off.
Not the liquid gold.
And then, yeah, so, yeah. It was a good weekend, actually.
I was just thinking, we should get some Mo and the Bro tops made up.
Mo and the Bro tops.
So, what do you reckon, guys? You reckon we should get some Mo and the Bro tops made up, just like you and me? And I'll be just like the Mo, and then you're just like the Bro, doing like a rap stance, like Run DMC. Mo and the Bro. If you guys want Mo and the Bro t-shirts, hit us up. We'll get them happening.
Yeah.
What have you been up to this weekend?
Nothing too much
exciting. So we should probably. The GP was what, a couple of weekends ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just finally able to catch up now.
Yeah. And also last weekend I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody.
You know how you told me you went to see that.
Yeah.
Guess what I saw, like probably 3 or 4 nights ago during the week last week.
What?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, you reckon?
Yeah, because after you told me you went,
Yeah.
I said to Claire, "Oh, we got to go see it. Like, it looks so cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went and saw it, but I didn't read anything about it before I went and watched it, but I watched another podcast and The Fighter and the Kid.
Yep.
Or it was Below the Belt, maybe. I can't remember. But Brendan is the host, and he was saying, like, I don't think he had seen it, but he read reviews where they didn't really touch on his sexuality, and I was a bit disappointed. But then when I watched it, I'm like, that's all they do. So like, I was a bit confused by that.
Well, what...
Because they touch on it greatly.
Yeah, but what people were thinking, like that kind of thing, they want it more darker. But the thing is, with this kind of film...
Yeah, how far do you go? Do you turn into a 6-hour movie? Like,
or do you go to close to a friggin'... I'm sorry to say this, but almost like a porn thing?
Yeah, like how far... Yeah, exactly. How far do you go? But you know what? I think it's great for what they did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that actor, oh my God, he was like perfect casting.
Yeah.
The lead actor.
Well, it was originally going to be Sacha Baron Cohen.
I'm glad they went with this.
No, but
this bloke.
But Sacha wanted to be more darker.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was. So he
wanted to push the limit.
No, but I'm saying, like, they offered it to him.
Yeah,
he was going to do it, but he wanted it darker.
Yeah, he wanted dark, and the members of Queen were like, no.
Yep.
We don't want dark.
Yeah. When you say dark, but how much darker? Like, because when you watch the movie, you get the gist.
Yeah, you get the...
But like, how much darker does it? Like, how much darker was he? In what way?
Oh, they wanted to sell him, like, sniffing cocaine and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You got to be, like...
You got to be sensitive.
Like, not just that. You could tell a story.
Yeah.
But I still think you got to be, like, respectful to his legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can still... Because he's not here. That's my point. He's not with us. So I think, as long as if you're telling a story, you're respectful to his legacy.
Yeah.
But you can still tell a story.
Yeah.
And I think how they did it was perfect, because he still insinuated that he did drugs. He hung out with like in sort of gay clubs and that sort of way. So like they didn't just bypass that totally, and you're like, what the hell? Like they touched on it all, and you really like, you think about it, you're like, okay, it all makes sort of sense, because I've always been a Queen fan, but I've never taken the time to read about the band or about Freddie.
Yeah.
And so when you watch a movie, like little things like, I didn't know like he was a bit diva-ish and a bit flamboyant.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really read into him.
Yeah.
So that sort of stuff was pretty interesting. But I tell you what, the whole time I was glued to the screen. Like I was that like into it, and so that they obviously did a great job, because number one, I'm not a massive movie watcher, and number two, if you get me in the cinema, sometimes I get a bit bored of stuff. So to have me personally not divert from that screen and be so into it was awesome. I think they did a
You
great
should
job.
actually watch the original 1985 Live Aid Queen
It's
footage.
funny you say that because as soon as I got home,
Yeah.
I think the next day, I'm like, I got to watch the original one, and I've watched it.
Yeah, how good is it?
I've seen it before,
Yeah.
but you get a different perspective on it if what they did in the movie was true, and he did it after he told the members that he had AIDS. Then you get a different perspective on that Live Aid.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
He didn't actually tell him before that. He didn't even know.
So
The
how
mo-
come,
the
why,
movie- the
why in
movie
do they
actually-
like,
The
do they-
movie actually got that part wrong. He didn't tell
But
me
how can the movie got that wrong when they?
until 1989.
But how the movie get that wrong when they actually when like Queen, the rest of Queen was involved in creating that movie?
Because it's a movie, and they wanted something for the storyline.
So how do you know that he didn't tell them to 1989?
Because I watched a documentary.
Is the documentary true as well? Or?
Oh, they went. Well, it's. What I mean, a documentary. I'm
just
saying
always sus on these things where
it
they're
was-
biased and it's
It's
spun around.
actually sorry. It wasn't documentary. It was a thing about history versus fiction of the film, and the history part was he didn't tell me until Queen members didn't find out until 1989. He didn't tell me until 1989.
Okay.
So the timeline changed for the movie. That's all.
Yeah, because that sort of sucks in because when I rewatched it, I had in the back of my mind that he's just told the members he's got AIDS, so he wants to give a mad performance.
Yeah.
And, and emotional and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But obviously the emotion was still there because the band got back
yeah.
together.
Yeah. And not only that, but you know how in the movie Queen kind of like breaks up. That never happened either.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
So he went
Like-
solo though.
he went solo. Rod Taylor, the drummer, he went solo as well. So,
So, but they didn't actually break up.
yeah. It's
But
funny.
they sort of do depict that in the film though, that because they sort of say like, Freddie sort of still says, like, oh, we're still together, but like I'm going to go do my own things.
Yeah.
So they sort of do touch on that, I suppose.
But, it's just, like a lot of biopics are not going to always
A
get
bit,
everything.
bit dramatized and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. That's the thing, because if I didn't have, like, for example, someone like you tell me those couple things,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think.
Yeah, it's like I've got this great World War II miniseries, Band of Brothers,
Yep.
and a lot of that's like it is true, and there's certain like bits of characters what they've changed for the show and that. But I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna go through the whole history and
Yeah, of
find,
course.
but I do enjoy the history part in the show and all that kind of stuff on the battles and.
Just changing the subject a little bit. Just probably should touch on the studio. We're going through some renovations and some upgrades, so it's going to look a little different just for a little while. So bear with us. I'm gonna get some signage made up and a few different things. So
Roads for bros.
yeah, we've got no backdrop and stuff, but I'm gonna get like a sign made up, and things might change, might not look exactly the same, but I'll try to keep. I'm just trying to make it. Trying to make it a bit more universal than, I guess, just having Rick and Morty up there. I love the Rick and Morty and it was awesome, but I just feel like if I'm getting different guests in, I can't, if we're talking about health or if we're talking about different subjects, more serious subjects, more in-depth topics, it's maybe not the best backdrop. So, so all I'm saying is stick with us, guys. I'm definitely keeping this podcast going, but there are going to be just little changes and little upgrades, what I would think is upgrades. So I think it's for the better.
Yeah. But,
you know what I did today?
What?
So over the weekend, I was going through my shoe collection. I have a little
you were telling me.
I have a little shoe collection. And I found my original Jordan 1s. And last time when I put them in storage, they were a little bit dirty. Nothing too serious, but was a little bit dirty.
Yep.
And I never bothered to sort of get it, like clean them. and then sitting in storage a bit of dust, and they're just looking a bit ratty. So I took them. I've got an original pair of Nike Rodriguez 7s. So I took my Jordan 1s, Rodriguez 7s, and my OG Converse All-Stars I got from US of A. I did some research, and I was trying to find a place that could there's places out there, especially in America, that cleans them up and sort of does mini restos on them, or can restore them, or repaint them, or make them look like OG brand new again.
Yeah.
So I was doing research, and I found this place in America. So I got all my shoes out, and I was like, all right, I'm going to package them all up, send them to America, get them all cleaned, patched up, whatever, get them back. But then I kept doing research, and I actually found this place in Melbourne CBD.
Yep.
So we're based in Melbourne. So I found this place in Melbourne CBD that's fairly new, and they do exactly the same stuff with the same concept as what the Americans would do.
Yep.
So I thought, you know what, why not give it a go? So they're called, I'll give them a shout out. They're called the Sneaker. What are they called? The Sneaker Laundry or something?
Yep.
I think they're called the Sneaker Laundry. And they're based in Melbourne. I've got their card and stuff. I'll hit them up. But I went down there. I popped in today and had a chat to them, and I sort of dropped off my 3 pairs of shoes. So I've got an OG white pair of Jordan 1s, white leather with the purple tick. So I'm getting them all cleaned up with brand new laces and all the soles cleaned up. And then my Rodriguez 7s are just getting a general wash because they're in pretty good nick. Mm-hmm. And then my Converse All-Stars, I've got Converse written on the back of them, and the orange is coming off. That's the only thing wrong with them. So I'm getting them cleaned, and then I'm going to try and get them to redo all the orange lettering.
Like the Converse that I've got 3 pairs, and in the same 3 pairs, they're the Chuck Taylor Converse.
Yeah.
And I got them from Thailand.
Oh, nice.
So
these Converse All-Stars, I bought probably 6 years ago, even longer, maybe 8 years ago. And imported them from America. Yeah. And I've just loved them, and I haven't really worn them too much.
Oh, it's the same with my Chuck Taylors.
Yeah. Like they're so comfortable, and they're just cool.
Like they sit in the box, and like I don't want to get them dirty.
Exactly.
Because why I got Chuck Taylors was because I first saw him in Back to the Future.
Yep.
Michael J. Fox was wearing them. I'm like, what are those? When I was a kid. And I didn't know until I was a bit older. Like, they're called Chuck Taylors, they're Converses. So, yeah.
So on my Insta story, you guys have probably seen, I'll put up a couple posts of me dropping the sneakers off. What I plan on doing is I'm gonna do some updates and possibly some filming with the sneaker laundry. Once I pick the shoes up, and go through it all and show you guys maybe some before and afters and how good they can get them up. And then I'm actually going to try and get the guys from the Melbourne store up on a podcast. Maybe give you guys some tips and stuff, and let you know, because it's I think it's one of the first stores in Australia that actually do this sort of stuff. So I might introduce you guys to them via podcast and go through my shoes. I've actually, again, you guys would know through my Insta story that I've got a few Troop shoes now. I've probably got 3 pairs of brand new Troops imported from America. So another thing I'm planning to do, I'm unsure if I'm doing it with the Sneaker Gallery or not, the Sneaker Laundry, but I'm going to do a podcast on sneakers. So I'll go through my collection with you guys and sort of just show you guys what I've got. Maybe try and get a few sneakerheads on. Like I've always loved my shoes. I have one. Used to have back in the day. Used to have a pair of Reebok pumps, which people that know me back in the day will know these shoes, that I just loved them. And I wore them that much. I put a hole in them and I threw them out. And I just really wish that I knew about these type of places back then because there'd be a lot of sneakers I would have kept.
Oh, yeah.
And got them restored.
Yeah.
So they can repaint them, they can customize them.
That's
it's so
cool.
cool what you can do.
That's cool.
So instead of chucking them out, you must just spend $30, $40, $50 and get them revamped. You got a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, I might have to get the Chuck Taylor ones, what I've got downstairs at the moment.
I'll hook you up. I'll show you.
No, they're not Chuck Taylor, sorry. They're Converse All-Stars, but they were given to me because I was a groomsman for my best mate's wedding.
Oh, that's cool.
And so basically we had to wear white Converse shoes, but the laces had to be the colour of the ties that we were wearing. And it was so funny because the bride is like, I got these colours: blue, purple, orange, red. What do you think? What goes in your head when you think of that, of those colours?
Orange, blue, red.
And purple.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we won't say it, but yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what one of the groomsmen actually said that when we were putting our stuff on. So the running joke right up until the wedding was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We get to, so my Converse are white with orange laces.
That's sick.
So,
but after this podcast, I'll show you their site and I'll hook you up because I'm going there on or in a week's time to pick them up and do some filming. So if you're free, you can come with me.
No worries.
Go on a little train ride.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm getting all these shoes done is because I've worn them occasionally. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm getting them all restored and cleaned back to OG brand new, and then they're going to again. I'm not going to wear them again, and they're going back into my collection of like shoes I don't wear and collect. Yeah. But again, I'll go through them all when I get them. One more thing before we finish up.
You're talking about collections and that. I've got a massive James Bond collection.
Oh, that's cool. That
I couldn't bring to here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that massive, and. Like it's basically model cars, shot glasses, just lighters, anything James Bond.
We'll have to do some filming so we can give peeps a bit of a show.
Yeah, but that's like probably the biggest collection I have. And then I've got like little small collections like of Ned Kelly stuff, Back to the Future, Mad Max.
Yeah, so... Yeah, we just collect it like anything we're interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I've always been... People that know me back in the day, I've always liked colourful shit, and I've always liked my sneakers. Might not be the biggest collection, but I'll grow it as the stuff, shoes I've had for years and years. So, but yeah, before we sign off, wanted to give a quick shout out to my bro D Rose.
The Bulls.
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls.
No, he's in Minnesota now, but shout out to him. This is OG D Rose top from back in the day when he was repping number 1 at the Bulls.
I'm a Boston Celtic fan.
Obviously, some of you guys will know that he's overcome a lot of injury, and he's actually he put up a 50-point game, and he's still playing consistent. So I never lost faith in old D Rose. I never bagged him. This top has always been on my wall, no matter where I've lived. So just thought I'd give a quick shout out to the main man, D Rose. He must be mentally strong to be able to go through ACLs and meniscus and all that sort of stuff and still ball. So that definitely deserves respect.
Oh, it's the same with like motorbike riders and all that.
Anything, any professional sport, if you get injured and able to go back to, but he's had the problem is he's had good seasons, but people have slept on him, and then now he's in Minnesota.
Yeah,
and he's having a good season. People are sort of like noticing, which he's always, even with the Knicks, he's had a good season. So. But he seems quite healthy, so I wish him all the best. Hope he stays healthy. But yeah, I think that's about it, man.
Mo's and Bros.
So yeah, this is the Mo and the Bro. Peace.